The season you have all been waiting for me to cover has finally dropped on my Drag Race podcast. Yes, we finally talked about Drag Race Philippines Season 1, which so many of y'all have been asking about for literally the entire year that I have been doing reviews, which has been such an incredible joy to watch this season. I did not realize I was gonna love it as much as I did. I always think that maybe I'm getting gassed up on something, and then when I actually get there, it'll just be fine. But no, it was incredible. Today, like I have been doing with just about every single season, I am going to be sharing my top 10 favorite looks from this season. Now, there were a lot of goddamn good looks. So there were a lot of looks that were cut just from my own personal preferences because it had to make 10. Let's jump in. Remember, if your favorite look did not make it here, doesn't mean I thought it was bad. It just wasn't in my top 10 favorite looks. So we're gonna start out with the number 10 look, which is a bit of an understated look, but I like the performance of it, which is what brought it up to the next level. And that is Eva La Queen's 2-in-1 reveal look. Now, I personally have a little gripe with reveals. I don't like when we know they're coming. I would much rather be surprised, like with Camden's Chaps on the Runway look. I had to think about what that was. And that was a surprise. I didn't know it was coming. None of us knew it was coming. So I like that. But when you say, this has to be a reveal, this has to turn into something fierce, I don't know, I just get automatically bored. What I enjoyed about what Eva did was that she did clean colors here. It is not a full rainbow disaster. It's the colors on the right side of the color wheel, right? We've got green, blue, pink. Typically, we see red, orange, yellow, sometimes blue mixed in there. The other side of the color wheel is often not represented, so I like that that's what she focused on. She did the thing that Bimini was unable to do in UK2, which was to create this balloon effect and the paint coming down. It's all very cool and very interesting. I like the McQueen-ness of the look. I think it was a very strong night for Eva. I like when a dress that is white like this gets stained by a color. I think there's something fun about that. Sean in Project Runway did something like this, turning that beautiful white dress during the rain into that paint stained look. This was a strong night for Eva and I love this look. That's why it was a number 10. And I think it was an interesting twist on reveal. It truly was, I think, a bit of that shock thing that you're supposed to get from a reveal. In the number 9 spot, we have Silhouette's entrance look. I put Silhouette here because I think this is the best that she looked all season. One, the silhouette is there, where a lot of other episodes, Silhouette did not have much of a silhouette. It was kind of the long hair, and that was really the only thing that was consistent, but there was no nipped in waist, there were no proportion plays, there were no dramatic shapes. Every once in a while, she would pull out something, but this was probably the most dramatic look of the entire season, and I think it set a very high bar for what we were going to expect. I love the way that these black feathers have this gold staining on them. I love the arm cuffs and the jewelry, the boot choice. It's all very smart and aesthetically pleasing. It's a great way to hammer in your aesthetic right in the gates. I wish that this energy had been kept up all season, but that's neither here nor there. I think she looks great. Wonderful way to start out the competition. In the number 8 spot, we have Brigiding's Pink Pack Boom look. I am so tired of pretending that I am not a Brigiding stan. In week 2 or 3, the plant unconventional material runway challenge, when Brigiding was monologuing, saying, am I in the wrong competition? I should be on the top. I should be winning this. I don't know. Something about Brigiding at that point clicked with me, and I'm like, I love a DeLuxe queen. I really do. And Brigiding kind of struck a chord with me, and I'm tired of pretending that I'm not a stan. I think this pink look is so cool, one, because it's a kind of different interpretation on pink. It's going a little more on that grunge glam side of pink. I love that this is sort of like early days RuPaul meets current glam Ru. Like, I could 100% see Ru in this dress silhouette, maybe in a different textile, maybe not tulle, maybe like an organza or a silk. With that silhouette exactly as it is, and then the boots, and then maybe losing the statement necklace, because I don't see Rue wear a ton of necklaces that are like that. And then the gloves too, with maybe like a big bow somewhere on it. I could 100% see this on RuPaul. And not that I'm necessarily judging it off of that, it's just familiar enough to me of a drag legend. I think the hair choice is really smart. It's big, it's voluminous, it's so draggy. And I love that that's what Brigiding brought to this competition. On top of that face card, which never declines. That mug is always muggy. This was a great look for pink because I think it was unexpected. In the number 7 spot, we have Marina Summers in Shopulence. This was a runway that was categorized as what's inside your heart when you're shopping. I kind of love that prompt. The inner diva that you're channeling when you're going out and buying melons or something. I love that she went in this crazy rich Asians direction. The little subtle choice that she made of her bags, saying instead of Gucci, it says Rucci. And then I think it says Rugari on one of those bags too. I'm sure all of them have custom names on them. And that little attention to detail is something that I come to expect from Marina. I love the shape of this. She just looks like she's got a bazillion dollars. The monochromaticness of it all is really pleasing. Marina looks stunning. And I think this was one of the best Shopulence looks of the entire night, because it does look like a rich woman just going out to the market. Then in the number 6 spot, we have Eva La Queen's Tear No She Better Don't. I like that this reminds me of lettuce, cabbage as a couture garment. Eva reminds me of a Manila in the franchise, someone who themes couture so effortlessly and perfectly. The silhouette of this being almost glam 80s with these giant sleeves and then the thin waist, huge hips, that is very much in the lane of drag that I enjoy. I just love Eva La Queen, and I decided to look up her track record on Global just to see how far she went, only to find out she was eliminated week 2 or something of the competitive episodes, and I think that's BS. I don't know what happened, but I think it's BS. Anyway, Eva's it for me. I think that this was a fantastic look for her. In the number 5 spot, we have Viñas in the Saga Amazon look. One, I know that by the time that this posts, because I'm filming this a little early, I think Slajon Royale will already have begun, and I'm so excited to see what Viñas does. I love this look because one, it's an interesting choice on the materials. To create this bodysuit with the high-low, I think it's very showgirl. There's something kind of Vegas-y about it all. I love the earring choice. And she just looks very, very glam. Where a lot of the other girls, I think, tried to manipulate the materials in ways that didn't make sense for how they wanted to sit, Viñas just allowed the leaves to sit how they wanted to, and then incorporated the flowers as a piping. That was smart. And then even though she fell and slipped, she made a joke out of it and just kept going, pretended to slip again, like, oop, am I gonna do it again? Am I gonna fall one more time? Nope, okay, bye. I think that was a fun way to address that it happened without making it look like she was really upset that she fell, because I think a lot of the girls fall into that, they get into this pitfall of, oh, I fell, and now the judges are gonna put me in the bottom, and they don't try to have fun with the fact that things didn't go right. And that's what I think is important about a runway presentation. It's just have fun with it, no matter what happens. Beyond that, presentation side being so good, Viñas just looks incredible here. This looks like it was brought from home. You could see these lines that have been created just on the front of this, where it creates this V shape with those leaves. That's probably one leaf that has been cut a certain way, and it creates these false lines of a corset that would naturally go that way to trick your eye into thinking that the waist is nipped all the way in. Great, great, great choices here. In the number 4 spot, we have Marina Summers Pink Pack Boom. What I like about this is just this very subtle woman outside gardening in her lawn. I could see this in a universe where all the Drag Race contestants exist in one comic strip. Marina is in the same comic strip as a neighbor to Shea Coulee's blue camo look from All Stars 5. Like, the two of them live right next to each other on this rainbow street, and they just go out and spill the tea to each other while they're fake gardening. Like, they're just pouring a little bit of water on a plant to share about their husbands who are cheating on them with each other. I think it's so cute. I love the shape of this. The way that this hip has been done, that it's almost like a big pocket, is so cool. I love that there's this solid bubblegum pink skirt that blends in with the tights. And then those match with the gloves and with the watering can, so that this bold print can stand out and be the pop that you're supposed to pay attention to. This is also a really good look for the pink runway because it isn't just cutesy, it takes another element to it by bringing it to a high fashion, quasi avant-garde place, because this shape is very avant-garde. And it's also very classic and timeless at the same time. It's a beautiful blend of all of these different elements, and I like that. In the number 3 spot, we have Precious Paula Nicole's campiest drag look. First off, I don't know if this was a bit or reality, but Precious in her confessional says, so I have my camping look. Wait, it's camp? Not camping? Oh, sorry. I think I got the wrong brief. That's okay. I'm in my camping look. It's so on brand for Precious to misunderstand what the prompt was. This was brilliant. I love monochromatic. If you haven't been able to tell so far from this video, I brought it up a couple times. I love that she incorporated the tent into the skirt. And then this cute little hat at the top. It's very Girl Scouts, about to sell you 15 boxes of mint cookies that you don't need. And then the shape of the sleeves is so high fashion and couture, and it still meets the brief of camp. When I think camp, I think of things that are a little garish, that are a little too exaggerated, that are tongue-in-cheek, that is just over the top. And that's what this is. Despite her misunderstanding the prompt, if that was true, she still circled back and nailed camp. This is brilliant. It is mind of a mastermind levels of brilliant irony, because she wasn't trying to necessarily do camp, but she still did camp. Her mind, I swear. And then that mug is so muggy. Precious had never been more muggy in her life. And last thing, I also enjoy the style lines on the corset here. There's this interesting, I'm assuming like checkered print that's running down the sides, and then it's also lining the zip of the tent. That's very cool. And in the number 2 spot, we have Viñas' Shake, Rattle, and Rompa look. I love horror runways. They're so fun. I remember when this came out. I remember watching on Twitter and seeing Viñas walk this runway and being gooped, gagged, and gaped. Yes, hole was quivering. I still don't understand how she walked this way towards the camera. I mean, she had to have been like this, right? She had to have been totally slanted to the side. And that's impressive and crazy that she was able to do that so flawlessly without looking wobbly. The presentation is so cool. And I just, God, I can't say enough good things about this. I wish that Drag Race mainline would do horror. I don't think Rue is a fan of it, but I would love to see more horror runways, because when the girls get this brief, they go in. We saw it in España too. We saw it here. Give us more horror themes. I think they did a monster runway in UK too. And I swear we need one every couple of seasons, because again, the girls go off. And she popped off. Viñas was the one look queen of this season, but I think she was also a camp queen. And I don't think the girls were ready for the level of camp that Viñas was bringing. Again, I know that Slajon Royale will already have been airing by the time that this video probably drops, but I'm excited to see what Viñas does, and I hope that she leans back in on the camp that she did this season, because that's what I want to see from her. Anyway, back to this look. I love that the guts are coming out from underneath the body part. They're sitting where the legs are. It's a simple silhouette. Regular old puff sleeve shirt that has been done in an interesting brocade fabric. The pants have a cool texture and detail to them. And then there's this tassel ribbon trimming that's here on the chest, which is also very interesting and has that pop of gold. This is all perfect. The only thing I'm not crazy about is the silver shoes, but that's such a minute detail, I can overlook it. I would have loved if those were black. And then edging us to the number 1 spot, as we do every week, we have Eva La Queen's best drag look. God, I love this look so much. Eva came into the workroom as the classic Snow White purple blue dress that the Evil Queen wears, because her name is Eva La Queen, a play on Evil Queen, right? And then this was a little end cap to that storyline, doing a little more of that Charlize Theron look, where it's the Snow White and the Huntsman interpretation of the Evil Queen. And I love that her journey on Drag Race begins and ends with that point of view. It's a great concept. And this would have been wonderful at the start of the season if they had done Best Drag for Runway 1. It's great for the end of the season. Trend alert, gold spray on feathers. And then this crazy headpiece in this shape that I have never seen on a Drag Race headpiece. This is opulence maxed out on volume. And then that lip, I love that lip. Eva has one of the prettiest faces I've ever seen in drag. I love how full her face is, and she just has a good canvas to put makeup on, and she utilizes every space perfectly. I think Eva's kind of my favorite aesthetic of drag queen. She knows exactly what her body looks like. She knows what her face looks like. She knows how to put it all together and sell it. And it bums me out to know that she went on to a global level only to get sniped out second by someone who probably had no idea what she was doing judging such a talented queen. I haven't even watched Global All Stars and I'm already mad that Eva goes home early. Like, I feel like I need to watch just to see what happens so that I can critique Rue harder and read her more fiercely. This is a stunning way to end the season for Eva. I loved her run. And while I do think that the crown should have gone to Precious or Marina, I do really love Eva. And I think that in another universe where maybe she was the slay lip syncer of that season, I think that she could have won. I just loved her this season. She did it for me. And with that, that has been my top 10 favorite looks from Drag Race Philippines Season 1. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know some of your favorite looks in the comments below. And I will see y'all on the flip for another one.